Welcome to the Movie Talk Show with Dave D.C. Callari from DC Unboxed and from the Screenwriter's Room, the screenwriter himself, Rob Alvarenga. Now, here is your host, Joe Zapata.
What's up, guys? Joe Zapata here. Another week of movie talk. We're a little bit different this week, a different day, as we all had a little something coming up. But the team is here. We got Rob Alvarenga. What's up, Rob?
What's going on? It's Friday night. Just got paid. Let's go.
That's right. And, of course, Dave Callari. What's going on, Dave?
Rob, shut the street corner down early, huh?
Same.
You guys working on seeing He-Man, I guess, right, this week? Dave, you seen
Yeah,
He-Man?
probably. I'll try to go Sunday, I think.
Yeah, okay. And I think, Rob, you're going to try and see it on Monday?
Monday night. Yes, sir.
I'm getting an early screening of The Furious, so I'm going to see that tomorrow. So I want to see how that is.
So
Looks
jealous.
like pretty good, nice, you know.
But they
nice.
ran out of the budget, so they can't call it fast.
Yeah. Furious, yeah, Furious.
So that's easy, another million or two.
Yeah, easy. Well, we'll wait and see. All right, guys, let's get started. So in 1983, I was a 10-year-old boy, and I got to see this scary movie called Cujo about this rabid Saint Bernard dog that scared the shit out of me when I was a 10-year-old boy. Dee Wallace was in it. This dog, terrorized the neighborhood, the farm. They were trapped in the car. I always watched that as a 10-year-old boy and was like, wow, how am I going to get out of that situation? Well, looks like producer Roy Lee is going to be bringing that to Netflix, and they're going to do it. And a rumor has it that he wants Scarlett Johansson to be Dee Wallace's character. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's going to work. Who knows? Rob, are you a Cujo fan? Did you watch the movie, and do you think this is a good idea?
Yes, I'm a huge Cujo fan because I'm a huge Stephen King fan. So
Okay.
that, it just goes hand in hand, and it's one of those like rare movies that it actually worked.
Mhm.
But do I think this is a good idea? No. Because as I've kind of learned more about this industry and how things are kind of like sold and pitched to the general audience, you pick up certain things. And one of the first things I see that it's going to Netflix, I don't have an issue with that at all.
Mhm.
But is the producer or Barbarian that is making this movie,
Ooh,
not
okay.
Zach Krieger, the producer who made Barbarian.
Okay.
So the thing is that we kind of hint at it. Sometimes producers, it's hit or miss. Some of these guys actually kind of know what they're doing. Some of them is just like, they've made enough of a niche to move from the executive kind of like offices to do the director's chair, and it doesn't always work. Yes, you could get connections, get big actors, which is the reason why you're hearing the rumors about Scarlett Johansson.
Mhm.
But I worry about the actual story, the actual film. You're remaking Cujo. Okay, cool. So I'm already worried about, are you going to make this? Is this going to be a real dog, or are you going to use CGI? Because I'm thinking you're going to use CGI.
Yeah,
you
maybe,
know,
probably.
and it's what's the spin on this? Are you just going to go just blow for blow remake of the original? Because then what are you contributing to this?
Mhm.
You introduce new people to the story, but if the story is not well made, if it's not if it sucks and you blow half your budget on big name actors, then rather than worrying about the actual development of the story itself and the production, I worry about that. So this one I'm really cautious about. I'm not sure if it's gonna work, to be quite honest.
Okay, all right. Dave, did you like the original Cujo? Did you think this is a good idea?
I'm with Rob. I don't think it's a good idea.
Okay.
Most of the original Stephen King adaptations of the movies, they were good.
Mhm.
Cujo's good. Christine's good. I remember watching trying to watch Pet Sematary when I was younger, and being terrified. So I'm like, I gotta turn this off.
Mhm.
And I feel like whatever they did with that second time around just wasn't as good. There's just something about how they were originally done, and I feel they're always trying to one up it and make it either scarier or gorier or whatever. And probably part of the charm of the original Cujo was the fact that they had a real dog.
Mhm.
They're going to CGI this, I don't know, but I'm not excited about it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the good thing is it's going to Netflix, so it's not going to be in the movie theater. So I don't think any of us are going to go see it in the movies if it came out in the movie theaters anyway. But so we'll see what Netflix brings. Might be pretty decent. We'll see. Another horror movie that they're going to do, and this is a big one, is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They're doing another. They've done a few of these before. But now I believe the director of Obsession, which is a big hit right now all over the news, is going to be. I think he's going to be leading this whole remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Leatherface, classic hero like Jason and Freddy Krueger. Dave, did you like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Do you want to see this reboot?
There's a scene from the original one. I don't remember when it is, but like Leatherface like runs out in the street, like swinging the chainsaw around, and
Yeah.
like I shook. Like I was like, ah, that is. I don't think there's any music. I don't remember because it's been so long, but that was actually a terrifying scene. And I was like, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it. I just don't see how you get back to that. We've seen the Halloween reboots, the Nightmare on Elm Street reboots. Like these things just tank. So I don't know why anyone thinks it's gonna be any good. Like look right here. It says A24. Like that gives me a little bit of hope, but I don't see it happening. I don't know what they would do differently to make it amazing.
Yeah, I mean the Curry Baker is the one who did Obsession. So I guess Obsession is doing great in the movie theater. So maybe they're bringing him. Maybe they could remake Leatherface. But I don't know. Rob, what do you think about Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of those like really I find very niche classic horror movies where it's like it was just so brutal. But the thing about the brutality of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was that if you remember the original, a lot of the stuff that made people just like squirm and be like, I'm not comfortable watching this thing at all, was things that was kind of left to your imagination. You know, I think one of the iconic scenes in that movie was when Leatherface pops out of that metallic door closet, drags that girl in, and just slams the door right behind him, and you're just like, oh my god, what the fuck just happened? And you're just you're just imagining such horrible things happening, you know, to these victims. And so, you know, the sequels, you know, they, as you know, I'm saying that it wasn't gory or bloody, it was, but the sequels and even the remakes all try to like basically lean into the slasher kills of that, and that's kind of like made Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you know, really, you know, the first thing you think about, just like all these just gruesome, gnarly kills about this, you know, these psycho Southern families that, you know, that inbred people that just like, you know, just attacking whatever bystanders that happen to come by. But the thing, I just think that with this approach, and I'm kind of reading a little bit, Curry Barker is stating that he wants a visceral, uncomfortable experience. That kind of tells me he kind of gets what the original was all about. So, you know, it's definitely capitalizing on his success right now with Obsession. And the thing with Obsession, with that story, and you know, from what you're reading about, if you haven't seen it already, is just that it's a very intimate type of like idea of just like, you know, you're obsessed with somebody, you want them to love you so bad, you wish that they would love you alone, and then they just like, you know, become freaks. So that really grounded human like emotion, I could see that being done in a way. If again, I'm not sure what angle they're going with, but if you could take that kind of tone with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, really bring it down so like you're kind of like putting you in the movie, I could see potential with this. And you know, like Dave said, A24, they don't miss a lot. You know, they don't they when they have an idea, they come with you as such as a wild angle that you never see coming. So for that by itself, that gives me that just hope. I'm definitely going to see it because I think Curry Barker is a talented director. He's a talented storyteller, and if this is something that he really is all about, that he really believes in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, this could really be good.
Yep, and I think they're hitting on him being very hot with Obsession. It's a hot. They're going to make something with him, so maybe this might be good. You know, we'll have to wait and see. I don't know when it's going to be released, but we'll find out soon. All right, the next one is we got our Robert RDJ down there. Dave looks like RDJ, but we got a little Sherlock Holmes 3 actually talk coming on. You know, I love the Sherlock Holmes stuff. I always loved those two characters. So recently, Guy Ritchie was asked about a third one, and he says that there's still hope. I believe that Robert Downey Jr.'s wife is the one who has to produce everything and get all this. She's the boss, apparently. And he said he's still down to do it. And they are in talks. But will this happen? Who knows? Last one was 2011 with Game of Shadows, which I thought was pretty good. You know, I thought it was good. Dave, did you like the Sherlock Holmes series, and would you see a third one?
The first one I thought was amazing. I walked out of the second one.
Really?
Something
Really?
about it just didn't hit for me at all. I thought it was
Really?
terrible. I've not seen the rest of
Wow.
the film.
I'm
It takes a
shocked.
lot for me to walk out of a movie. I don't know why I walked out. There was
Right.
it was a scene where they're on the train and they
Oh,
were just like going through his whole thing where he like slows down, like zooms in on his eye, and then you get all the stuff he's about to do in slow motion. And it's like they did that 1,000 times, and the guy who was sitting in front of me was like, "Yes!" He was all pumped it was happening. And I was like, "This is stupid." I got up and walked out. I have no idea what happened.
Okay.
The first one was really promising. Would I see a third one? Sure, of course, because those characters are good. RDJ is good. Jude Law, like I thought they had really great chemistry together.
Yeah, me too. Rob, what do you think? Sherlock Holmes 3, what do you think?
oh man, Dave, you just missed an opportunity. If the guy was saying like, "This is great," before you left, you should have got up and be like, "No, it's not." Walk right out.
You should have got up and left now.
Just smack the guy in the back of his head for being stupid. No, I mean, look, honestly, what's the selling point for this is that chemistry between Jude Law and RDJ. Because for me, they made these movies. You just love, their interaction and their characters. They just so work so well off of each other, and it just made the movie so enjoyable to watch. I do agree that part two, it's lacking. With it's something with the story kind of like starts dragging and does jump the shark because I agree with him that whole train thing was a little much, but
Mhm.
still, I enjoyed it. Yes, I would still watch part three because really it's just these actors. The guy, these two. I mean, look, to me they're one of the greater actors that we've had in the last like I don't
Mhm.
know 20 something years, and you're not gonna have an opportunity, too much more opportunities to watch these guys on the big screen.
Mhm.
So I think that's the selling point for me for Sherlock Holmes. You know, they'll tie up this trilogy, honestly, however way they want, if it's based on source material or not. For me, I kind of actually don't care. I just
Mhm.
really want to see them, become these characters again and just give me a good time.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll wait and see what happens. And speaking of great actors, Nick Cage, all right? That's our big one we're going to talk about here. Oscar, he won an Oscar for Leaving Las Vegas. Something about him when he's on screen, you just always engaged with it, right? So we had Spider Noir that actually dropped on Amazon, and I got to watch all of it. I watched some of it in color, black and white, and then some of it in color. I absolutely loved it, and to me, it reminded me of if Batman the animated series was live action. I don't know why, but that's to me. It just had this feeling. Batman, the classic Batman, animated series from '92. If it was live action, just the way they did everything. Um, I love the Spider-Man suit. I love the Ben Riley. I love the secretary aspect. I thought it hit on all cylinders. I really enjoyed it, and I hope they do another season. To be honest with you, I didn't realize Nick Cage actually produced it, and he actually said he was really enjoyed doing it, and he said he was thinking about wants to come back, but he says we'll wait and see. Rob, you're the Spider-Man guy. What did you think of Spider Noir?
I loved it. It was everything that I expected it to be, and then some. First, just a technical shout out, and I had to just type up the names because I want to make sure that I get these names right. But Darren Tiernan and Peter Deming are the director of photography for this series. The
Okay.
reason why I'm shouting them out is because I'm sorry, but almost every single shot and scene in this thing, it's either like ripped out of a comic book
Yeah.
or it's just a perfect picture. It's just like the background, the way the actors are positioned. It's literally each scene is like a work of art,
Mm-hmm.
and you could tell the care these guys um, just put into the show to give that kind of like look and that pun intended like noir look. It was a
Mm-hmm.
true dedication to the material, and it just created this world where these actors just got to play in, and they all just nail their roles. Nick Cage, I'm sorry. I mean, I could have him talk, 30 style all day long. Like, Shay, this is what I'm talking about when I'm telling you this stuff. It's like, wow, this is great. I love this thing. And but man, the story's captivating. You get just enough spider action, to like keep it going. And Brendan Gleeson, the big baddie, Silvermane, he's awesome.
Yeah.
He's old. He's Irish style kingpin,
Hmm.
but with like a real dark charm to him.
Hmm.
And I saw the interview that Nick Cage had, how he had an admiration for this actor. And he was like, I've been watching this guy for a while, and I just always wanted to have a project with him. And I guess this was like, the stars aligned where they had to got to work together. So, and it shows. It shows whenever they're the two on screen together. It shows, like, like these guys are not just, they're in their pocket, they're in their roles, and they're just playing off each other, and it's awesome.
Yep.
uh, I
100%.
don't have any flaw. I don't see any flaws really to this series. It's just so entertaining. It really takes you to a different world, and yeah, I think Nick Cage really loves his character, so I do see him pushing for season two.
Yep, I think so too. I think he's gonna come back for season 2. Dave, what did you think of Spider Noir? Did you enjoy it?
So I only got the first one, but yeah, I did. I wasn't sure what I was gonna think, but I did like the yeah. Like you almost think it's like not gonna work,
Mhm.
or maybe like as it goes on, you're like, oh, enough. Like, can you do something different?
Mhm.
And it's just still kind of hits. So I'm want to see what the rest of them have. I do like the black and white, but I tried the color and it didn't work for me. I didn't really like it. I feel like it
It's a brightness or something,
like
right?
highlights all the flaws that the black and white hides. And by flaws, I mean just like what makes it filmable properly in black and white is not really supposed to be in color. So I didn't
Mhm.
really like the color. I think it's better in black and white. But yeah, I mean, listen, it's we haven't had a good Spider-Man TV show since the animated series, so
Yeah.
it's about time.
Hmm. Yeah. Would you guys want to see this on a big screen?
You know what? If you did a feature, I think it would. Like a hyped up feature. I think I would check it out.
Yeah, I think so. What about you, Rob? You would see this?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would check it out because I'm just like that
Spider-Man.
into Spider-Man. But
Mhm.
I just like this vehicle for this character. I think it works well in a series because can you make this a full feature movie? Absolutely, you can. There's nothing you can't do with this particular with this type of world. But the thing that I liked about this series is like every single like episode like peeled back another layer in this world, and I don't know
Mhm.
if I'm gonna miss that in a feature because features you're gonna have to cram that thing in to a 2 hour set, and I don't know. I just think that it gives a lot of shine to like these side characters, the villains, and stuff like that. I think that it feels more enriching,
Mhm.
and just more engrossing if you do it in a series. So if they do the movie, I'm not going to complain. I'll definitely watch it. But I think Spider Noir is made for TV. I think it's made for a series.
Okay. Let me ask you this: Nick Cage as Spider Noir or Ghost Rider? Which one do you like better? Because I love the first Ghost Rider. I like the Ghost Rider one.
He
Oh,
Ghost Rider was a travesty. I know what he was trying to do, but like they did all the Johnny Blaze stuff with the Dan Ketch character and powers, and like that's not that. One of the things that makes Spider Noir good is the fact that it's like a vehicle for Cage to do what Nick Cage does.
Yeah.
If for some reason the character was different or demanded a different performance, what Nick Cage does wouldn't work for this, but it does. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I heard he's really, I was looking at some Nick Cage stories and I heard he's extremely generous. He gave out tons of his own money. And I heard like, he just was really like, he would go into hospitals and pay people's hospital bill. Not even know him, just want to say pay the bill.
dude,
this guy,
he
I mean,
seems like a cool dude. He just does weird stuff on
Yeah.
film.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know. I think this guy seriously, he's anyone enjoy Nick Cage while you have him. This guy is an underrated phenomena when it comes to actors. You're just not going to see anyone like him ever again. So
No.
that's just how I feel about him. I mean, I'm not even saying I'm the biggest Nick Cage fan, but I appreciate what he does. I mean,
Mhm.
is he eccentric? Yes, that's part of his shtick.
Yeah.
But that's generally who he is, and
Mhm.
that's the cool thing I like about someone like that. He doesn't change. He doesn't really. He's been the same guy whether it's like in movies, or in public. the way he carries himself, you could tell like that's him. He doesn't know how to be any other way, and I do think he's a better actor than people give him credit for.
Yeah,
So, and I'm just glad that they're showcasing his skills in this series.
yeah. I liked him in National Treasure. Did you like that? I like that movie.
Oh yeah, I love the National Treasure
I
movies.
love it. Yeah, I would love to see another one. You know, Ben Gates come back. You know, but I would love to see another
They've
one. I would
talked
love
about it. I don't know if they could pull it off though. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll see. But yeah, but Spire Noir, all thumbs up across the board. We enjoyed it a lot. All right, guys. So let's get a couple of questions in here before we end up. And I got one here from Jill S. from New York, and she says, "Hello, Rob. As a screenwriter, when you sit down and watch a movie, do you watch it normally, or do you have your writing hat on, trying to analyze a scene?"
oh, um, the I try to really like just be in the moment. I'll tell you, I'll tell you one thing that if a movie's really good, if it's really well made, I'm under the trance. I'm like, the movie's got me at my full attention, and I'm experiencing as much as I can in that world. But the moment you start seeing like these errors, these like hiccups, these like jarring cuts and stuff like that, you can't help it. Once you learn how all this is done, you
Mhm,
can't unsee it. It's
mhm,
like you'll see mistakes that everybody just, will just not even pay attention to, and it will drive you crazy. Especially when it comes to writing, because with writing, you're developing these characters and giving the motivation to these actors to become these people. And if you see anything that's just not true to what this character is supposed to be, that you kind of led me to a point, and they just go in a way different direction, you're like, well, what the hell happened there? And it's just
mhm.
like it ruins it. So I try not to, but you can't help it. Again, it's like once you've seen behind the curtain,
Yep.
you see everything.
100%. Next one from Frank from Hillsdale, New Jersey says, "Hey, movie pundits, what movie have you watched the most number of times?" That's mine. It's got to be Star Wars. I mean, for me, it's got to be Star Wars. I've seen that. Jesus Christ. I don't know.
Ah, man.
What do you
I
think?
think, well, I definitely Back to the Future. I think I've watched the most. It's just, I can't help it. Anytime I see it on, I have to
Mhm,
watch it.
mhm.
There was a stretch, which is weird. There was one movie that I just, for some reason, kept rewatching, and that was Independence Day.
Really?
I have no idea. I just remember I just kept watching it for like, oh my God, it was like a long stretch. Then after a while, I'm like, okay, enough.
Yeah, I remember back when we had VHSs. I mean, I would always be plugging in Star Wars and watching Empire Strikes Back, back when we had the VHS ones. But what about you, Dave? Which one? Ghostbusters?
Maybe that, maybe Back to the Future, like a lot of the 80s stuff that we all grew up on. I've seen them all multiple times, whether it's like I watched them intentionally, either on VHS, DVD, or streaming, or you just catch them when they're on TV, like, oh, the Goonies is on, or whatever. Like, I'm going to watch that. So
Mhm.
it's probably one of those.
Yeah, probably 100%. And speaking of which, I think Ghostbusters Day is coming up, isn't it?
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Oh, New
Yeah.
York, right? You going?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Cool. Cool. Very nice. Going to be
I went to
representing.
suit up in 90-degree heat.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Too hot to handle. Too cold to hold.
Yeah.
All right. Next question here. Brian P. from I know Brian P. from Westwood, New Jersey says, "What 3 movies from the '80s would you tell a kid today is a must watch, or a popular movie you don't like but loved among men?"
Mm.
Bro, what are we doing?
Three
Yeah,
movies.
three movies in like 82 alone. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like legit. That's
I
a
tell a
toughie.
kid. Yeah. I tell my kid to watch these Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and I don't know, maybe
Uh,
Ghostbusters is another one. Or the '80s were just the best time for movies. I don't know.
like legit. There's so many of them. I mean, even the ones that were just like not the ones that just didn't have like these mega franchises that people are now trying
Yeah.
to recapture nowadays. There's even these small little movies that just like what like Michael J. Fox had a couple of these like movies that were just fun.
Mhm.
I'm trying to what was there was one that was called I think the Dr. Hollywood.
Doc
Uh,
Hollywood.
that, yeah, thank you. So it's just like and all those movies were just fun, just good times.
Yeah.
So I mean, not saying that was required watching, but
Hmm. Yeah.
I
But
don't know.
all
Can't
the
really nail
movies,
this one down.
all the mo-
You'd have to do like top three and like top three comedies.
yeah.
It would be like
Yes.
Ghostbusters, Beverly Hills Cop, and I don't know, pick something else.
Yeah. I don't know. RoboCop. I don't know. A comedy. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, like I feel like E.T. gets in there somehow. The Goonies get in there.
Goonies, of course. Goonies.
You know, Empire gets in there. Definitely an indie movie.
Yeah, Indiana
Yeah,
Jones.
and
Alien.
don't forget the slasher movies. You know, you got Friday the 13th. You got Nightmare on Elm Street. You got Halloween. You know, even though they started maybe a little bit before the 80s, but still, those are considered pop culture ones.
Yeah. Well, even look at it today. All the movies being made today are from the
Yes.
He-Man, Voltron. I mean, these are all 80s stuff. 80s was the best time for movies.
Telling you.
100%. All right. Last one over here. Let's see what we got here. Well, we got this one here. All right. Hank P from Patterson, New Jersey says, Rob, I always feel horror movies are the way to go because they can be made fairly cheap. And if you have a great idea, it pulls in fear. Bingo, you can make money. Like, look at Obsession. And then we were talking about that. That's why I brought it. Obsession is just crazy.
I just think that horror offers a lot of opportunity, and to Hank's point, it's definitely the easiest way to really make a name for yourself, and also be if you actually get this thing financed and actually distributed, it's an easy way to actually really make money. And not just talk about theatrical releases too. You go to you sell a movie straight to a streamer, you're doing pretty well as in that respect too. I just think that when you do a horror movie, it's like you have a range. You can either find your niche, which is you find some kind of iconic monster that you just introduce to the world, or it just forces you to take different concepts and just really focus on a story that really scares you. That it's just for me. I think horror can really challenge you as a storyteller, or it could really challenge you to just really show how scary you could how much you can scare people.
Yep, 100%. And the final question here is from Tim R. from New Jersey. What is your favorite Batmobile? Mine will always be Keaton 89.
I'm sorry, the Adam West one is the one for me, man. That's the first one I ever saw, and I thought that was a badass vehicle.
Yeah, that was a good one. Adam West one. I like that one. A little campy having everything labeled, the phone, and this, but it was good.
Yeah, but when you're what is it, 5 years old or whatever stuff like that, you've seen that thing is the greatest car you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah. I did like the Ben Affleck's Batmobile. That was pretty cool looking.
That was a badass cat. Yeah, that's a badass car.
89 is pretty good. I think a close second for me. I mean, it's so close to it. Is actually the animated series one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that's a good one. What about the Tumbler? Did you like the Tumbler?
Yeah, I did. It's cool.
It's cool.
Something about the Dark Knight movies just didn't age very well for me.
Oh, really?
I think they're held in too high esteem, and they're not bad. They're fantastic, and The Dark Knight is one of the best Batman movies. Not because Batman was great, because Heath Ledger destroyed it.
Yeah, of course.
But I really like Affleck and Pattinson's Batman's better than Christian Bale, across the board.
Wow.
Yeah, and not for nothing, the Tumbler, that basically it's a tank, and to know that thing can actually drive on roofs without caving into the actual building, I thought oh, okay, if you say so.
Yeah. Dave, I wanted to ask you about Ghostbusters Day because my friend wants to go. What's the details? Can you just go up and show there?
Yeah, it's open to the public. I think it starts at 12.
Starts at 12. Okay. Where do you guys meet up in?
Just right to the firehouse. Yeah, I'm sure people disperse out amongst the blocks. Probably most everyone who has an Ecto in the area will be there with theirs. Ours will be there. Ecto 1NJ will be there. A lot of the social media guys like Creative Geekery will be there. Yep. There's a couple of Ghostbuster groups from Massachusetts that are coming down.
Oh, that's cool.
Jason Reitman and Gil Keenan are going to be there.
Oh, that's cool. Yes, that's right. Jason Reitman's going to be there.
I don't know if that means we're going to get some kind of announcement. It'd be pretty cool if we did. Last year, Hasbro was there to announce the pack that just arrived here. So I don't know if they have any reason to be there. I don't know if they're going to announce anything, but we'll see. I think the Alessi brothers are supposed to be there. So food trucks, music, whatever Reitman's going to do. So it should be cool.
That would be really cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Cool.
No charge. I think obviously if food trucks are there, you pay for the stuff that's there, but you can just show up. Yeah,
I think they were saying something about getting rides in the Ecto 1 or something, right?
Yes, like I said, the Ectos will be there. I don't know how they run it. And then my group, the New York City Ghostbusters, we do a walking tour afterwards. So I think everything ends at 2, and then our group is kind of tasked with dispersing the crowd. So if they want to do a walking tour, they'll go they probably hang around the firehouse a little bit. They go to the public library, Central Park, and I think one of the roads that they filmed one of the first scenes in Frozen Empire on.
All right, cool. Make sure you tell them about the Twinkie.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Another great show. We will see you guys next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.
All right.
You got it, guys. Talk to you later.
Started from nothing. Jersey streets, we owned it. Jay-Z pumping iron.